BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care if it's spoken. This is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor!
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with
So we've gotten the chance to play a shit ton of Call of Duty World War II? World at War II? World II?
World at War was the original World War II one. That was the last good Call of Duty in my opinion.
Yeah, but this one has been surprisingly enjoyable.
Brings it back home with a lot of new elements added to it. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, definitely. We got to give a big shout out to Raul Rodriguez from the Wholesome Hoodlum podcast. We had him on our last weekly episode, and he gave it a shining review, which pretty much led us to purchasing our copies of it.
Yeah, we had to go out. You started it. You went out. You were like, I got it. I'm like, now I got to go get it. And right as I got into it, I was very surprised with the multiplayer being a lot different with the Destiny style main lobby.
Yeah,
start out with. I thought that was.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I like it too.
We managed to go around already and find some of the hidden shit that they have in the headquarters area of multiplayer.
Yeah, the gridiron ball, hidden Easter egg. It's a hard one, people. It's easier with a buddy. Jesse had to do a part of it that I couldn't do.
Yo, I can squirrel my way on top of that bunker anytime now.
Yeah. You're up there today, you fuck.
Another quick shout out to our good buddy Mark Miles, who we had on a bonus episode last week that hopefully you got the chance to check out. If you haven't, go download it now. We got to talk to him for a little bit about some of the new music he's releasing and his homecoming concert, which it was a lot of fun talking to him.
Hell yeah, he's a great guy. But before we go any further, let me just introduce this show. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. And as always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse.
And let's start this out with a warning, people. We got some shit changing coming to December, and we want to give you a warning.
Yeah, we're going to be changing some of the processes, the behind-the-scenes shit that we do with posting our episodes up, and hopefully nothing will change on your end. But we're putting this warning out. If you see us vanish from your playlist, just search Slacker in the iTunes search or Stitcher or whatever you use, and you'll surely find us. Make sure you stay subscribed. Yeah. We also want to give a shout out to all of our Patreon supporters, starting off with Dave Gunn. Love you, man. Thank you for the support.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Dave.
Also, Kyle Nolan Bradford from the Crime Roulette podcast. Go and subscribe to them.
Hell yeah, they got an awesome podcast, and they're great guys. Fucking check them out.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
And we also have Aaron W. from the Yes and I Am podcast, another podcast you should be sure to go out and subscribe to. And now we have our pod shout-out of the week, which we pick live here on the show.
Drum roll time.
And what we like to do with this is we will post a tweet up with our most recent episode. It'll be pinned to the top of our profile on Twitter. And anyone any podcast that retweets it out, or podcast host who retweets it out, will get a chance to get a shout out on our next episode. So I have the list in front of me. We got 8 to pick from. Matt will pick 1 through 8.
I think last time I picked number 5. This time I pick number 1.
Number 1. Oh, and I'm very happy that you picked them. This is Stranger Than podcast. They're at _ Stranger Than.
Love Stranger Than.
They're always liking our stuff on Facebook and stuff too.
Yeah, they're great.
They actually
check them out.
Sent us a direct message with a possible illustrator that we can contact as well. So they're always helping out. They're very worthy of winning the pod shout out of the week.
I've got to say, I'm very happy that I picked number 1.
Me too. And their description, a podcast discussing unsolved mysteries, weird occurrences, misunderstood phenomena, and creepy happenings. So make sure to go subscribe to their podcast, the Stranger Than Podcast, and also follow them on Twitter at _Stranger Than, the underscore first. Don't forget that part. So, Matt, what do we got coming up in the show?
Well, we're going to start out with our bizarre news, as always. Then we got the Thanksgiving game. And Jesse's up at bat, so we'll see how he does. And then we got a bunch of tunes for you to listen to while you're trying to dodge your family members during Thanksgiving. So yeah, stick around. It's going to be a fun show.
And with our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. This time we're talking about Las Vegas and how they have the first marijuana drive-thru in the country.
Ooh, goddamn, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
You're picturing McDonald's of weed, aren't you?
Yeah, like I was just gonna say, like before you said that, I was thinking about the drive up first part. Like, is there a menu like McDonald's? Like you pull up, you're like, oh shit, I want the number 1.
Yeah,
it's an 1/8 of sour diesel.
The NUWU, which NUWU maybe Cannabis Marketplace.
NUWU.
It's located on tribal land near downtown Las Vegas, and they plan on having a 1-lane drive-through that's open to the public. It's like a bank teller window, essentially.
So cool.
And yes, they will incorporate the headset so that you can order ahead of time and like order ahead and then pull up and get served. And they're saying that this will really help people who are elderly, people who are disabled, who would have more trouble getting out of their cars.
They're like, yeah, I'm calling that that's going to be a lot of teen use too. I can only imagine. Not teen, but 21 is the age, right?
Yep. I wonder if they're, like, I would think it would be nice for them to put a sign there that says, like, please come inside if you can, use the drive-thru if you need to. If you need to.
So it's not like, just like they got a mega operation ready to produce out that drive-thru. It's just that, like, for people that really can't get out of the car.
Right. And in terms of, security, they have, like I said, a big, bank window. It cost them a pretty penny, too. I want to say it was,
like bulletproof and shit?
Yeah, it was a bank teller window. It cost $30,000. They got it shipped in. And
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's got bulletproof glass framed with bulletproof Kevlar material.
Not as friendly as I was imagining it. I was imagining you pull up, it's like, welcome to news, and, like, you make your order. And they're like, would you like blunt wraps with that?
Yeah, all right. Not quite. It's going to be way more
$30
secure.
pull.
They don't want anyone pulling up and being like, give me all the weed.
Yeah. Give me all those weeds you got in there.
It's also going to have 2 surveillance cameras, both on the inside and outside of the windows. So they got their security on lock. I think it's a cool idea, and they're saying it's the first in the country.
Yeah, I would imagine. I've never even heard of the concept. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's. I can't wait for the day, because it's funny. They said that they modeled this off of the place across the street that I guess has a drive-through. So they're like, why not?
Oh man. Well, shit.
if you want to read more about this, we're going to be posting that weed article up on our Facebook page as we do every Monday. So you can read more about that if you're interested.
Well, I mean, the McDonald's in our next story should contemplate getting one of those $30,000 windows to protect their employees. Because 2 women decided they were going to jump in the drive-thru window and assault a manager after they didn't receive their chicken nuggets.
Hangry. This is a case of hangry.
Oh, I don't know. It seems a bit more, man. This all occurred in Indianapolis. And the police are looking for 2 women after they climbed through the drive-thru window when they were refused to be given McNuggets because they didn't order or pay for them, according to the manager. And he even reprinted a receipt to prove it to them.
So they're claiming that they ordered nuggets that weren't ordered?
Yeah. And now the woman was like, you can buy more, but you have to go through, because they were at the second window where you can only pick up. So they had to go around and go to the first window to pay.
Okay.
So she can't help you. She cannot, take your money and anything.
I'm surprised that, well, there's probably not money in the register there or something.
Yeah. No, it's just, it's probably just like a tablet or something. But yeah, so it got violent real quick. These women jumped in there. They're beating the shit out of the employee. They knocked over an iced tea bin. Like, they got those giant, 20-gallon iced tea jugs.
Oh,
knocked
shit.
That shit over with one of the registers. Had the fucking guy hanging out of the window beating the shit out of him. I just really feel bad for this manager, man.
It's gonna be
He
sticky
doesn't get paid enough.
with all that iced tea.
All that iced tea. I just
Better hope it's not sweetened.
Yeah, God no. Fucking feet are never gonna fucking lift off the ground again.
I'm surprised that it came to that and that it wasn't like, okay, I'll pull around. Like, if you really want the nuggets that bad.
No. She told her, have a nice day, and she tried to like go away. And when the tried to help other customers that were at the front counter, the woman started honking her horn and then got out and banged on the window, and that's when she jumped in.
Wow.
So it's like she had no chill.
Yeah, this was rage. Instead of not hangry, it's just straight rage.
Crazy.
With an H at the front.
The worst part is they had no security video because there's like construction going on currently.
Oh, man.
So all they have is a video somebody recorded that was in the car behind them because they couldn't believe this shit was going on.
And they're just screaming World Star throughout the entire thing, so I don't know if that's going to be usable.
World Star! Isn't that what you have to do legally?
Yeah, I think so.
A fight and record it?
If there's if there's a fight going on in front of you, you have to scream World Star. Speaking of brawls, we're headed to Detroit, where the investigative unit of the Detroit Police Department needs to get his fucking shit together and slap around a couple of their cops who are pulling undercover stings on each other. We had two undercover operations trying to bust each other, leading to a brawl with fists flying and Glocks being pulled, while neighbors just stood by and kind of shook their heads.
Oh my god.
It was basically, one cop walked up to the other one and they were trying to like sell each other drugs that neither had, and they decided, all right, get on the ground, I'm busting you now. And the other one's like, oh, I'm a cop. And they're like, no, you're not. And then they fucking started all brawling.
This is just cartoon. This is poor training in the department. I'm just imagining all the cops that like saw this story and are just like, what the fuck? These are the cops that give us bad names.
Now there is body cam footage of the incident, but they haven't put it out yet. Fox 2 Detroit, who we're reading the article off of here, said that they're going to try and get their hands on that. So I want to keep an eye on this. One of the residents was quoted as saying, you got to have better communication.
Yeah, there's always been issues with communication between different branches of law enforcement, though, throughout history. I mean, the whole thing with the FBI, CIA, like, they're all against each other for a while.
Right, but this is in the same city. So, I mean, I could understand, a place gets too big. Like, if you work at a large corporation, you might not know everyone who works there. But,
yeah,
I don't know, maybe divide up the turf so you don't run into each other or something. There's ways to handle this.
Maybe they're worried about corruption, so they didn't want to expose to the like local precinct that this is going on.
No,
who knows?
You know what it is? I got it right here. Code word. If you bring up the code word, then you know that the other person's a cop. It's got to be something weird though. Something that you can still work into conversation, but it'll be the code word for you to like know that this other person's a cop. I'm thinking like kumquat or something. Like, man, you ever had a kumquat? Be like, who asks about that?
True. That is, yeah.
Then they'll be like, oh shit.
I don't think I have. I got somewhere to go. I'll catch you later.
So you gotta figure this shit out ahead of time though, so you're not brawling in the street trying to bust each other for crimes neither of you are committing.
Well, keeping up with the madness in Michigan, we have a 62-year-old man who's arrested after police received a report of someone smeared, covered in blood, outside of a Western Michigan gas station.
Is he okay?
Oh, he was alright, but he was a little bit drunk. Mason County Sheriff's Department was questioning the man Monday afternoon after seeing blood all over an adjacent trailer as well. And that's when the man bum rushed one of the deputies and fell on top of him.
That's horrifying. Someone covered
horrifying.
in blood fucking charging you?
Yeah, and just fucking landing on you. You're just go, what is this blood? Well, they later learned that the blood was from a dead deer. Because there was 3 other men in this trailer.
Doesn't make it okay.
that appeared intoxicated. This is the best part. 3 other men were in this trailer and appeared intoxicated. And that's when one of them decided to walk an officer over to the ditch where a dead deer was sitting. And it had chunks of meat cut out of it.
Oh, it's just homemade jerky. He's just,
yeah,
gutting it in a fucking ditch in his backyard.
Oh my god. Like, what the fuck, man? You just, like, see, like, a deer that got hit, and you're just like, yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna cut it up and smear it all over me.
What did he walk across the street to the Sunoco for? Was he just, like, needed a Reese's or something?
You know, I don't know, man. It doesn't say why he was lingering around the gas station, but I mean, obviously, we're talking about a man that needs to be evaluated. He could be suffering from schizophrenia. We don't know. You know, he's just completely out of it. In my opinion, anyway.
I'd assume, you know, man covered in blood. He probably doesn't know what's going on, really. But still, that would scare the shit out of me if he was charging me. So they arrested him, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah. He was charged with resisting police. And he's getting an examination December 6th, apparently. I don't know why it's taking so long, but we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully we can get an update and figure out what's going on with this gentleman. And hopefully he gets the help that he needs.
And at least to get a shower, hose that fucker down.
Oh, yeah. Fucking sanitize that bitch.
Well, I don't know what's grosser. A guy covered in deer blood that you're taking into the station, or the man in our next story who has overwhelming gas to the point where it shuts down his interrogation.
Oh, my God. Oh.
In Kansas City, Missouri, a man was charged with drug and gun offenses, and investigators had to leave the room during his interrogation because he was farting up a storm.
Oh my God. I just feel bad for the cops in this scenario. Like, fuck.
He must have been loaded up.
It's a serious offense.
He loaded himself up with beans or something before going and getting busted because he was just letting him out. It sounds almost in a comedic
Where'd they get him? Del
fashion.
Taco?
Yeah, because he was like asked for his address, and the 24-year-old man leaned to one side of his chair and released a loud fart before answering. Now, you and I both know a couple of people who would
one of our good friends.
Yeah, would definitely do that. Would absolutely do that and think it's hilarious.
Yes, and I would crack up hysterically.
So the man continued to be flatulent to the point where the detective was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. And he dipped out. Yeah, that's one way to get out of being questioned. He was still had to appear in court on felony possession of 3 firearms and intent to sell cocaine.
That's no joke. Those are some serious charges. I'm surprised they let off just because of some gas.
No, I mean, they probably had him. They probably knew what he did, and they were just trying to get more information out of him. But it's like, if you're not going to cooperate and you're going to make me suffocate, I'm going to need to fucking up out of here. You're not helping yourself with these farts, young blood.
Fuck no. Well, I got a question for you.
What's that?
How do you think his flatulence would stand up against a family of bears?
Oh, okay. Is he locked in the room with them, or is it just?
Yeah, he's locked in the room with them. And how about this? One bear, just a cub, but Mama Bear's watching, so maybe she takes your fart as an aggressive matter, you know, and she gets pissed and comes in and has to handle you.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm wondering if, so you're asking me how offensive does a fart have to be to drive away a bear?
Yeah. Do you think this man had it in him?
Sounds like it.
Let's start with that.
Sounds like it. He could drive away a grown man. He could drive away a bear.
We're gonna need that guy to step over in Monrovia, California, because our next story is about some residents that have been dealing with a family of bears visiting their house 3 times in the past 2 weeks alone. Now, one of these times, somehow a cub snuck its way through a sliding glass door and fucking got into their sunroom. I want to say this is
okay. Like a little
and he starts eating the cat
area.
food. He's fucking shit up, throwing shit around.
Better than the cat.
It's a small cub, but it's got to be probably 100 pounds. And the worst part is that Mama Bear is right outside of a glass window, like a glass door, sitting there in a stance, watching the guy that's filming the bear.
I'd still be afraid of the cub.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'd still fuck you up. They have claws and teeth. Jesus.
Right?
Man, and this family is just terrified of this shit. And they usually leave the door open a little bit. They have a wooden prop so it can only open about 6 inches.
Probably letting the cat out and stuff.
To let the cat out, in and out. And the little cub snuck its way in there, man.
Fat little asshole squeezed it in there to eat the cat food. Well, they say, you don't leave food in your car and stuff like that, but now you can't leave it in your house?
You can't leave it in, don't leave cat food in your sunroom, people. bear will get in.
That's a frequent amount of times for those bears to be coming around. And I saw the one video there. They were like swimming in the pool.
Oh my god, yeah, and the guy was like, look at those claws. Like, you just imagine him seeing there, like, the money signs of, like, the liner needing to be replaced because these fucking bears are just having at it.
Oh.
And his beautiful, beautiful stoneworked fucking pool.
I didn't even think of the pool liner. That's terrible.
Yeah. So I want to know if they had to.
That's when you know you gotta move. It's just like, all right, bears have now taken over my house.
Well, they are pretty sympathetic to the bears. They're like, we're in their backyard, so they're not really too hostile about it. That was the cool thing about it, because you do have to understand, bears are on limited territory and they migrated quite a bit.
Yeah, until he squeezes in from that fucking mudroom into the primary house while you're sleeping. You wake up to a bear eating your fucking foot.
Oh, dude, you imagine just waking up to a bear chewing on you?
They're cute when they're eating cat food and swimming in your pool, ripping up your liner. But you're not going to want them any closer than that.
No. That's too close even for me, man. I've only seen one bear in real life, and it was in a car when it ran across me at a highway in Florida.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, I never want to encounter one of those on foot.
I don't blame you. I'd be mad if I was those homeowners, though. They're being quite sympathetic.
Yeah, I would be a little pissed.
Well, we're moving on to someone who's very pissed. A woman who discovered her husband's affair on an airplane flight.
This story just keeps hitting.
And the airplane had to be grounded because of her assault on her husband.
That's the worst place to be when you have any type of bad news break. You are isolated to a metal tube, 10,000 feet in the sky.
It's like, yeah, that was the exact premise of Snakes on a Plane.
Oh my god.
The worst things happen in the air.
This was a different version of Snakes on the Plane.
This guy was being a snake. Yeah, there you go. And the woman found out. She used his sleeping thumb to unlock his smartphone and discovered he was having an affair.
She's the snake.
Can't
Damn,
sleep. They're all snakes. Full of snakes.
They're all snakes on this plane.
Now, how's that work? If he was not guilty of anything, would she be the asshole? And since he was guilty of something,
we wouldn't know.
He's the asshole?
We would never know. This would never be a news story. She would have never told him. But yes, she would be the asshole.
She got very upset in this case because she found something on that phone that set her off, and she started repeatedly hitting her husband after learning about his infidelity. And since the cabin crew couldn't restore order, the captain was forced to make an unscheduled stop in Chennai, India.
Oh my god. That costs a fortune when you cause any type of incident like that where you have to reroute a plane, all that jet fuel. The fucking wages of the people on the crew.
The woman made such a ruckus. They quoted, "Such a ruckus."
Such a ruckus. Can you imagine? She's probably slapping him, yelling, causing.
You gotta separate
such
him
a
at
ruckus.
that point. But who wants to sit next to that lady? It's like,
you in the front, lady. You get in the car, go under the plane.
There's
a little hatch
calm
here.
This shit down. You just send him there, and then she has the whole seat. Actually, that solves the whole thing.
That's probably more. Yeah, that's more appropriate. I just imagine containing the anger.
Yeah, you gotta calm someone down in that situation. To the point where a plane has to be landed, you can't be calmed. I understand. It's like that whole thing about how much do you want to let go in public?
True. Yeah. Right.
Or are you gonna fight with someone in the grocery store?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what level you're at already when you're going into the scenario too.
Yeah.
It could catch you at the wrong moment where you're already elevated at a 7.
Right.
You're just ready to fucking hammer.
You get pushed to
go to that 10.
You push to a 10. You're on a train, an 8-hour train ride.
Oh, dude.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
What about on vacation?
She might have.
That's the worst place.
Were they going somewhere fun? What were did it say if they were going on vacation somewhere fun?
It didn't say where, why they were headed, where they were headed, but they did have their child with them.
Oh, he has that's
They have
sad.
a family. It's
They got
fucked
a
up.
family. He is a snake. He deserves it. He deserves to pay that plane ride.
They should have let her beat him the entire way.
Yeah, they should have given her some type of not crazy hard weapon, but a soft weapon that could just do a little damage.
You got the magazines there. You can roll them up.
Yeah, let her roll them up and duct tape them and just beat the shit out of them. They'll get sore.
No, I wasn't saying tape him down. I was just saying beat him with the magazine.
No, I was saying tape the magazine, but tape him up too. That's
okay.
cool. Tape both of them. Tape the magazines and then tape him up so he can't fight it back.
Duct tape magazine.
She's just smacking him in the ear the whole time.
The
so
old
you're
improvised
sore where they
bludgeon.
land.
So yeah, that's pretty bad. Don't let it get to that point, people.
Well, I don't know. You think she could be wooed over? You think if he makes a trip to the store, maybe buys her like an iMac, maybe an iPad or something?
He'd have to buy her a lot of shit.
Well, if you are in the need of buying a gift, an iPad specifically for somebody that you fucked up with, especially in Vancouver, Washington, be on the lookout. Because a woman had recently purchased an iPad and found nothing but a bag of flour in the box.
Oh shit. The old bait and flour.
Dude, could you imagine? iPads are pretty expensive now. Like, even the basic one's probably, what, $600?
Yeah, they're up
God
there.
forbid she got a Pro. She got a Pro, it's like $1,200 or something.
Yeah.
You open that up, nothing but powder, baby. And it's not the powder you want.
I thought that was electronics dust dripping out of this, all that white stuff on the way home. No?
Ah, man. This one actually did cost about $400, and it was purchased at Walmart, and they actually returned the $400 to the lady that purchased it. And, which is surprising. I didn't expect them to take that, because what if this woman is the culprit?
Switched it herself. She got an iPad sitting at home.
She's got 2 iPads now.
A pantry with one last bag of flour. Oh yeah, it would be 2.
I mean, maybe she took the money and ran, but I'm imagining she got 2. And she's giving the story, you know, she saw the salesman use a key to unlock the cabinet to get it, so it must have been, you know, some type of shit pulled off in the back room there.
Yeah, that's
and,
really odd.
Also, she said the plastic covering on the box was significantly stiffer than typically found on Apple products. And I've got to say, yeah, they do put a really thin, like, packaging film over it.
Right.
It rips really easily. You could, like, just drag a credit card across it and cut it.
Yeah, this seemed more like a repackaging. Probably
one of those
when
ones
they
you're like,
slipped that
can't
flour
rip.
in there.
Oh, yeah, they wanted to contain all that dust. You can't, you know, you're shifting that box around and it's just, like, emitting a dust. They're like, is this fucking iPad haunted?
Do you think the person who put the flour in was, like, Indiana Jonesing it, trying to weigh out, like, how much does an iPad weigh? How much should a sack of flour weigh? It's like pouring a little bit out. Like,
you know,
letting the flour go.
I mean,
just
I'd
throws
imagine
one in there.
I'd imagine they hand weighed it. There was probably no scientific scaling of any sort, but I'd imagine it was a hand weight. That feels about right.
All right, and then the old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo, taper back up. They got some type of commercial sealer.
It's crazy.
Or it's the lady, and she just brings it back all fucking unsealed with a similar fucking size box sealing that she got off of something, and fucking was like, look at this, what's around it. This isn't normal.
I have a feeling it wasn't her. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not suspecting.
Maybe I'm cynical.
I'm not suspecting her. But I'm thinking, if anything, it was someone who was stocking at the store at Walmart, or it was somewhere along the line before it got to the store.
You know, yeah, I'd imagine it's a stock room, because you remember Circuit City?
Yeah.
Back in the day, my mom bought like a really nice like digital camera when they first came out in Olympus.
Okay.
And luckily she opened it in the store, and there was a brick inside of it.
What?
No camera, just a brick. And they were like, oh, what the fuck? And they didn't have it, and they gave my mom an upgrade, luckily. But like, somebody had pulled some slick shit and was like, I need a digital camera. I'm just gonna put this little landscaping brick in here and fucking...
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, I would think that someone pulled off a magic trick if they, like, opened the thing in the store and there was a brick and be like, no, I don't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. And, I don't know why she opened it in the store, but thank God. But firsthand, I've seen this shit. So it's not uncommon.
Be careful when you're buying stuff out there for the holidays and all that shit. Make sure
open it up in the store.
When you buy that bag of stuffing in the store, open it at the register. When you buy that can of cranberries, open it at the register.
Bring a can opener to the store. Be prepared. You don't want to have to buy one when you're there, because the grocery store is always way more expensive than when you buy it at a cooking store.
And fuck that whole returns thing. Just open it right before they swipe the barcode. Just open it.
That way you just eliminate.
You know?
There's an area where you usually put your little basket near the register.
Yeah.
Just chuck the can there if you're not what it's supposed to be. Right?
Exactly. You might open that cranberry can. and it's just crayons in there. You never know. It could
the
be
old Crayola in the cranberry can.
Yep,
Oh,
it might
sure
happen.
did,
You're like, I guess I gotta make fucking candles or learn how to color. Like, fuck this shit.
Make wax edible.
Hopefully everyone's checking their shit that they're buying for Thanksgiving.
And shit coming into the holiday if you're doing that early Christmas shopping.
Right.
I said it.
We got more turkey than you can fucking handle. Because we got a funny turkey army clip here.
Oh my god.
Matt shined the light onto something that I was unaware of with wild turkeys and just turkeys in general, I guess.
Yeah, these are domestic farm turkeys in this video. And it's labeled Turkey Army, and it's worthy of that because of the turkey call. It's so epic. It's just, epic is the perfect word. It roars.
I wasn't aware that this was something that could happen, but when you gobble at some turkeys, apparently they gobble back.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Mainly,
instinctual.
yeah, more domesticated turkeys. You won't do it to a wild turkey and get a gobble back.
Oh,
'cause they're
really?
much more quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, because wild turkeys are more quiet because they just get eaten by predators.
I thought
if
it
they
was
were
the wild
as loud
ones
as.
too. Okay.
No, domestic ones are loud because they're protected. And they're also usually white instead of like the brown, dark colors. They're actually like albino looking turkeys. So if
Right.
you see one, don't be freaked out. That's the turkey you're eating. But yeah, they're more vocal, and especially at certain points of the day. And they'll just respond to everything. Like if you talk to them in a higher voice, like if you get loud with them like that, they would be like in synchronization. It's fucking hilarious. If you get the chance to go to a turkey farm, gobble, talk to them, whatever, you'll have a great
Do you have
time.
the clip ready?
I can have it ready in about 2 seconds.
I have it ready right here.
Pull it up.
So that was a guy standing in front of a shit ton of turkeys. And every time he'd gobble, the rest of them would gobble right along with him. We found some other funny ones too, where a guy was talking to a bunch of turkeys like he was a dictator. And they would all like cheer along with him. He's like, "Tonight we fight." And they're, so we're gonna post that up on our Facebook page on Wednesday, like we do with all of our funny clips, and you can check that out along with the weed article on Mondays. And now, I think we're continuing with the turkey talk here.
We're going to play a game. This game's going to feature some Thanksgiving-themed questions with turkey questions as well. Are you ready?
I am ready. Bring it on.
We're going to start it out about the turkeys. Which president was the first president to pardon a turkey and start the annual tradition? President George W. Bush, President FDR, President Harry Truman, or President John F. Kennedy?
You know, listening to the names, the one that for some reason stood out was Truman, so I'm going to go Truman.
There's actually a rumor that it was Truman, but it's not correct.
Oh, no.
The first president that formally pardoned a turkey was JFK. And he did so in 1963 when he said these historic words of, "Let's keep him going."
It's not often
Apparently,
for dinner.
I did find that Abraham Lincoln also pardoned a bird in like 1863, but it wasn't like an official thing.
It wasn't like Thanksgiving related.
No, he just pardoned a turkey. Number 2. This is a true or false question about turkeys. True or false? Domestic turkeys can fly.
I'm going to say true.
False. You are wrong. Domestic turkeys are more plump, and they tend to not have as much muscle in their breasts as like the wild turkey would have.
Oh,
and
so wild ones can, but
wild ones can fly
can't.
actually up as long as a mile and about 55 miles an hour actually.
What?
So they can haul ass. Yeah,
I've
up
seen
to a mile at a time.
I've seen turkeys jump from like tree to tree and fly a little bit.
Oh yeah, they get up there by flying. They don't jump branch to branch. Another fun fact, the wild turkey is actually faster than a galloping horse.
What? That's
Believe it or not.
something I'd like to see.
Yeah, they can outrun a horse. All right, another turkey question. Let's go. Number 3. What is a baby turkey called? A, a chick. B, a nestling. Or C, a poult.
I'm gonna say a nestling.
Ah.
Was it the weird one?
C. A poult.
Yeah, I thought
Poultry.
it was. Oh, man.
Adult male turkeys are referred to as toms. Adult female turkeys are called hens.
Huh.
While young male turkeys are called jakes. And young female turkeys are referred to as jennies.
It's really, really odd. that they all
Yeah,
have
it's
these
really odd.
human
But
names.
a baby turkey is just a poult in general.
Poult. P-O-L-T?
P-O-U-L-T.
Okay, like poultry. Okay.
All right, let's break it down. Let's go to the beginning of Thanksgiving. Before carrying the Pilgrims to America, the Mayflower was used as a different purpose. A. A cruise liner. B. A passenger ferry. C. A battleship. Or D. A merchant vessel.
I'm going to say D, a merchant vessel.
You are correct.
I think
Mayflower.
I think I had a good idea about that one.
Yeah. The Mayflower was a navy vessel, and then it was a merchant vessel that mainly transported wine towards its and before it did the main haul for the Mayflower, it was a charter,
Okay.
and it could actually carry up to 180 tons of wine in a single haul.
Damn. Decent
Yeah.
shit.
All right, I'm going to give you a 50-50 chance on the next one. We got a true or false. A Thanksgiving mix-up inspired the first TV dinners. True or false?
I'm going to say true.
You are correct. In 1953, a Swanson employee accidentally ordered a colossal shipment of Thanksgiving turkeys, about 260 tons to be exact. To get rid of them all, the salesman Jerry Thomas came up with an idea of filling 5,000 aluminum trays with turkey, along with cornbread dressing, gravy, peas, and sweet potatoes. They were sold for 98 cents, and they were a hit. And within 1 year, over 10 million were sold.
Wow. 98 cents. That's a pretty good deal for that meal.
53, I mean, you're talking, that's probably equivalent to $5.
$5. Okay, yeah, it's still $5.
maybe more.
I do that for $5.
But it's not the
tasted
bullshit
fresh.
you're getting today in a TV dinner. It's getting you're getting good quality stuff.
Yeah, real food.
Basically homemade.
Yeah, essentially homemade. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? I'm 2 out of fucking 5 right now.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. All right, we got number 6. Which Christmas song was composed originally as a Thanksgiving song? A. Silent Night. B. Joy to the World. C. Jingle Bells. Or D. Silver Bells.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics for each of these and see if there's any hint. I'm gonna say Jingle Bells.
God damn, I feel like you looked some shit up when you were taking your break there.
No, I remember hearing something about Jingle Bells not being a Christmas song originally. That was my only inclination towards that one.
You're correct. James Pierpont, who originally composed the song, Jingle Bells, he wrote this in 1857 for children celebrating Thanksgiving at his Boston Sunday school. And it gained popularity so quickly that it was repeated again at Christmas. And then it just happened again and again at Christmas time.
Yeah, because if you think about the lyrics to that song, it's not necessarily Christmassy. It's more just wintry.
Yeah,
In a way.
exactly. Yeah. Now I have another true or false.
How
Let's
many
bring it in.
questions are there? I was gonna say.
This is the last one.
Last one. So is this make or break?
This is it. This is the moment where we figure out if you have the Thanksgiving knowledge to pass this quiz.
Bring it.
This is going to be a weird one. I don't
great.
know. But you got a 50-50 at it. And I wasn't going to give you this one if you didn't break even either. This is the fun part.
Oh, okay. This is a bonus.
This was technically a bonus. The costume of Sesame Street's Big Bird is made out of turkey feathers. True or false?
Oh, man. Are you fucking with me and you just made that up? Or is that something that you came across
This is a pretty good one, right?
in doing the research for? Oh, man.
I wonder.
You're not helping
wonder what
me at all.
I wonder what I did with this. Because that's such a bizarre fucking question.
That is a bizarre fucking statement. You know what? I'm gonna say that is false. You're fucking with me.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because you weren't correct.
No!
Big Bird's suit on Sesame Street consists of turkey feathers that have been dyed yellow.
Damn it.
The American Plume and Fancy Feather Company is responsible for making the suit, and Big Bird is its toughest customer.
Damn.
His tremendous costume uses feathers from the rear end of a turkey, which are rarely clean. And apparently the crew at Sesame Street rejects 9 out of 10 feathers.
Because they're full of shit?
Exactly.
Well, Big Bird, you're full of shit. You fucked me, and I just lost this game.
You lost it, that's good. There'll be Christmas.
Well, we're moving along. I'll forget my loss as we talk about some music suggestions. Matt, you got a pretty good one for us here.
Oh, yeah. The band I'm bringing to you is called Neck Deep. You might have heard of them. You might not have. They're pretty big. They're a Welsh pop punk band. They formed in 2012. And they're really good. I really enjoyed their music. Another one that I heard on Spotify and instantly added them to my playlist and got into their whole archive. It's consisted of Ben Barlow as the lead vocals, Philip Thorpe Evans on the bass and backing vocals, Danny Washington as the drummer, Matt West as the rhythm guitarist, and Sam Bodwin as the lead guitar. And they're fucking awesome. The first song I'm going to play for you is my favorite one from them. It is called December, and there's a few versions of it, but my favorite one is the rock version that has Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 in it. Definitely check the song out. Check out all their shit, but definitely check the song out in the video if you get a chance. It's cool. I love seeing other bands network, especially big bands network with bands that are up and coming. And
yeah, it's always cool to see those collaborations.
So, yeah, this is December by Neck Deep.
Pain is never permanent, but tonight it's killing me. I hope you got your ballroom floor, your perfect house with rose-red doors. I'm the last thing you'd remember. It's been a long, lonely December. The shutting of that west is more. I was passed out on the floor, and that's the last thing I remember. It's been a long, lonely December. Your face, you're in my head. There's so many things that I should have said. A year of suffering, a lesson learned. I miss your face, you're in my head. There's so many things that I should have said. A year of suffering, a lesson learned.
So yeah, like I love the way that song has for me, I call it like a retro pop punk feel.
Yeah, definitely.
It's music I grew up with in high school, especially. Yeah, and then towards the end, it takes that Blink-182 curve where Mark does the exit chorus or whatever, and I just love it. They wrote that part specifically trying to get him to come into it, and he actually did it, which turned out to make a great fucking track.
And yeah, I really liked his part on that track.
The next song I chose is it's a little softer, and it's a cool duet from the lead singer of Neck Deep and a lady named Laura Whiteside. I love her vocals. It's really soft. Just like it's a really cool song. I'm just gonna play it. I fucking love this one too. This is A Part of Me, featuring Laura Whiteside. Neck Deep.
She'll always have a part of me. She'll always have a part of me. She'll always have a part of me. I was falling for a girl who would ask me to come over just for a day when her parents were away. Now all I can do is lay in my room, fall asleep, dream of you, then wake up and do nothing about it.
For a boy who could never ever let me walk home that way, 'cause you gotta be safe, so hold back your views, we're both leaving soon. I can't fall back on you, 'cause that's not what I do.
She hates it when I shut things worth mine. Still think for you, oh, still think for you, oh, still think for you. She hates it when I shut things worth mine. Still think for you, oh, still think for you, oh, still think for you.
So yeah, it's a new take like on a love song, I like to say.
It's
really-
lighter, but his voice is definitely more has a harsh quality to it, but it's not bad. I like it.
Yeah. I feel like it's adding an emotion to the song. You know, it's a story. I take the song as, and I should say, like, I found this band like when I was going through a pretty rough time myself, and like music is just so healing. Like, I love shit like this. You know,
It's
whether
true.
you like. It could be a song that has nothing to do with like what you're going through or whatever. Like, but like music is just so great. Like, you could just dive in and like imagine like, I wonder what inspired him to write this, or what do those lyrics really mean? Like, I don't know. It just songs like this, I fucking love. I love to dive in and see what I can come up with thinking about them.
Yeah, they're good. They're definitely one that I'm gonna be adding to my personal Spotify along with our American Slackers Spotify list.
Oh yeah.
So the band that I'm talking about is Boys Night Out. They are a band out of Burlington, Ontario, Canada. And they're a band that I've listened to for a long time. I've really enjoyed their album that I'm going to play a song from, their album Trainwreck. It has they're an emo post-hardcore, I guess is how you can kind of describe them.
They're great. I fucking love them.
They're very their lyrics are very, I don't know. They tell a story a lot like the band we were just talking about, Neck Deep. I've always enjoyed these guys. They've put out really interesting riffs with their like guitars and shit. It never goes where I expect it to go whenever I hear them put something out. So, like I said, the first album, Trainwreck, it tells a story about a guy who murders his wife in his sleep, and then all the stuff that he goes through after that, and I've always enjoyed listening to that album. So the first one from Trainwreck that I'm going to play is called Recovering. So here's Recovering by Boys Night Out.
Take notes on my recovery. One pill will get me through the day. What do you take till anyway? When I take 3 pills, the song begins to play. You won't go away. I know one pill will get me through the day. I take till anyway. 4 pills with a drink, the song starts to play. It's in the back of my head, and it's everywhere. It's all I can think about. It's all spinning out of control. For one thing, this thing is out of my hands. I just something I feel like I tried. Everything is. When unsuspected, it's all told up later. And anything goes, so here I sit, comatose almost.
So that was Recovering by Boys Night Out. And that's a song from an older album called Trainwreck, and that was that came out in 2005. So like I said, it was a while ago since that one came out, but it's always been a favorite of mine, which is why I want to make sure I played a track from it. And I can't even say that was my favorite track, because the whole album is sort of you can play it all throughout from track 1 to the last track, and it plays out like a story, as I was saying before. So I can't even sit there and be like, oh, this is my favorite track from Trainwreck. It's like, no, Trainwreck is like, it's my favorite album by Boys Night Out.
Yeah, I always enjoy it when there's a more of a depth to the album.
Right. And I mean, the thing that's weird is they've had a lot of change in terms of band members and stuff like that. They've had some members that have dropped out, people that have dropped out and come back. Now, actually, the lead singer is in a new band called Pale Drone. And if you want to check them out, they're playing a show on the 24th in Hamilton, Ontario at the Casbah. So go check out Pale Drone as well. But the last new thing that they put out was in the spring of last year. They released Black Dogs, which is the name of the album. And I'm going to play a song from Black Dogs called Prayed All Wrong. And that, as I said, was released in 2016. So this is Prayed All Wrong by Boys Night Out. that was Prayed All Wrong by Boys Night Out. And it sort of has, like, it's their newer stuff because it's from last year. And it sounds sort of, it has like an Armor for Sleep sound to it almost.
Yeah, I hear that, yeah.
That echoey,
really like
sort of enchanting. I don't know. It definitely rings similar to the stuff that they had on, like, Trainwreck and their earlier albums.
Yeah.
They even have stuff, like, if you go back even further, you can listen to, like, I Got Punched in the Face for my nose for sticking my face in other people's business, which is, like, one of the earliest tracks. That one sounds very, very different from, like, what we just played and Prayed All Wrong. So they're a band that's had, like, so much out that you can hear them, like, change over
Evolve.
time.
Yeah, I always enjoy seeing an artist change over the years.
Well, and it's tough because sometimes you don't enjoy it because what they end up playing is, like, very, very different. But this is a case where I am enjoying it.
Yeah, true. I mean, well, they're under all kinds of pressure. I mean, they get put on a label and then their shit gets changed a little bit by producers.
Right.
It's a hard battle.
My dad put it really nicely at one point when we were talking about music. He said, you know, when a band puts out their first album, it's all the stuff they've been working at up till they got signed. And then when they put out their second album, it's usually the label pushing them to put out a new album. So then you end up having them forcing a lot of the stuff. So the first album's usually better than the second album, and then, like, who knows where it goes from there. But I've been enjoying what they're doing. I gotta check out Pale Drone now. The
I'm curious too.
Band.
I'm curious.
But that's the music suggestions for our episode. Hope you check them out. One way to do that is over on our Spotify, where Matt curates a nice little list of all the bands that we suggest to you guys.
Oh yeah, we'll hand those out. The plugs. Hopefully you're not too full yet, because it's time for your dessert.
Favorite part.
And, let me start you off with a course of Facebook. Check out our Facebook. Go to the American Slackers group. You can take part in all kinds of crazy fucking conversations. Put something in there to instigate some funny shit. I love it. Been having a lot of fun with a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And also stop by the Instagram. We've put up all of our promos for each episode and some other funny shit. And don't forget to stop by the main hub, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com.
You can also find us on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. You can also find all of our episodes, including our bonus content, on YouTube. If you like the video format for all that shit. Please rate and review us on iTunes, 5 stars or nothing, and tell a friend to listen to the show. Those who want to find new slackers out there.
Oh yeah. And speaking of slackers, if any of you slackers want to send us an email, just hit us up at AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to hear some of the tunes, including the ones we covered on this episode, again, go to Spotify, search American Slacker Podcast. You'll be fucking rocking out in no time. We got a solid selection now. We got to be up to like 4 hours.
It's packed. And remember, you can become a Patreon sponsor of the show, which we would really appreciate. We got some rewards up there on our Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. And you'll get a shout out at the beginning of the show, along with a bunch of other stuff that we're going to be working on. We got some content we've released on there just for you slackers that have become Patreon slackers.
Oh yeah, and a lot more content to come in the new year, especially. We're working on some cool ideas, and we're excited to get it out to you.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We appreciate it.
And don't forget to check us out on our personal shit. You can find me on Instagram at MWG Media, on Snapchat, and my gamer tag at NattyG from HP.
And I'm on Instagram and Snapchat, and my gamer tag, all under Landers the Plane.
Alrighty, people. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. And don't eat too much turkey. Space yourself. Give time in between servings, alright?
Take a nap.
Take it easy. I'm gonna go get some turkey. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.
I always start out the recording with a burp. I don't know why.
Clearing it out.